What's going on, guys? It's your boy Two Cert, and bringing y'all a deck profile. First time ever doing this, so please bear with me. But deck I'm bringing to y'all today is by far one of my favorite decks. Top five, not number one, but top five easily. I'll never get rid of this deck. So, had this deck first at OGs, and I'm playing this deck for about 2 to 3 years now, and deck that I'm about to show y'all. True Draco. Love this deck. So let's go ahead and start. Starting off with the monsters. One guy, Dynamite. This is your beast stick of the deck. He searches all your continuous traps. You can either activate them or add them to your hand. Most of the time, you want to just activate them to have it on board. 2500 attack, 1200 defense. He's the best of the best. Konami, bring him back to 3, please. He does not deserve to be at 1. He deserves to be at 3. Even if y'all bring it back at 2, it's pretty good because we only got 4 traps to search anyway. I mean, it's not even worth him being at 1. Next, of course, is my guy, Ignis. He searches all your spells, your True Draco spells. 2400 attack, 1000 defense. Defense isn't that bad. But for his purpose, being able to add your cards to additional tribute on your turn is pretty good. Next, this card right here, I see a lot of people playing her at 2, maybe 1. I don't see why. I like her at 3, especially right now with Diagram being at 1. She helps you search out all your monsters, so I don't see why. I really don't. She's not bad with her attack and defense. 2300 attack, 1500 defense. And she's cute. Next, that's it for the True Draco monsters. Next are my hand traps. Yes, I do not play the Carter Demise variant. I never really liked it, even when it was at 3. I like having hand traps, being able to interrupt my opponent, other than just a floodgate, which a lot of people could play around with back row hate. So, Ash, 2 Ash. I only play 2 Ash in the main. Really never played her at 3 in the main. I always sided the 3rd one just in case I need it. I think only seeing 1 is perfectly fine to me. Yeah, everybody knows what she does. So next is a new card that I just started trying. And the other card that I was playing was Amano Iwata. And at one point I was playing Droll and Lock. But now I am playing Nibiru. Self-explanatory. Your opponent goes off, you just were like, when they say, alright, proceed to end phase, so go ahead and drop this big rock on you. The token, that doesn't even matter what his attack is. You have so many ways in this deck to get rid of it. Just helps a lot when you lose a dice roll, being able to main this and be able to get a free monster, 3000 beat stick, and then a token that doesn't even matter. You can just, cool, great. Let's go ahead and pop it with a trap. Next I'm going to go to spells. Of course, the one of Konami. Please give us back the diagrams. It didn't do nothing. Searches out all your True Draco monsters. Also searches True King monsters. All your True Draco spells and traps. Being able to pop a card from your hand or field is pretty good, especially with a 2 little card combo to get you a free search. It's pretty good, and I will tell you about that when I show the card. Next, probably the best spell, True Draco Heritage. It allows you to draw per True Draco card that went to the graveyard or True King card. So for monster spell trap, you can draw a card per one. That's including your opponent. So in the mirror match, you can pop their spell, send your trap, and or get rid of that monster, and then activate and then draw. Also gives you an additional normal summon, additional tribute summon per turn, and when it's destroyed and leaves the field, you can pop one spell and trap card on the field. This card's the best spell. For the grind game, we have, Disciples of the Draco Phoenix. This card allows you to shuffle 3 True Draco or True King cards from your graveyard to the deck. So you target your 3 monsters, shuffle them into the deck, and then you draw a card. Also, this does the same thing as Heritage, gives you an additional normal, and allows you to pop a spell trap. It's really, really, really good in the grind game. If you run out of these, you're not looking too well. Next is part of the little free search with the diagram, and that is Monarch Stormforth. I don't know why Konami gave us this card back. This card is pretty busted. Being able to tribute summon your opponent's monsters without targeting or anything is pretty nuts. And with diagram, you can activate diagram, activate its effect, chain and Monarch Stormforth, and now you have a free summon. A tribute summon on your opponent's turn that you can use their monster. And then with chain links, with this staying on the field, this will resolve, and you can pop the Monarch Stormforth and search your monster or spell a trap in case you already have a monster in hand. So it's pretty little easy combo to get you a plus without having to use up a card. Next, started playing this card when Diagram got hit, and you know what that means. Missing Mind. This card is absolutely insane, and I see why a lot of people want this card banned. I love it. I hope it doesn't get banned unless we get Diagram back. If we get Diagram back to 2, this card can go. It doesn't matter to me at that point. But with Diagram at 1 and not being able to explode like we used to, this card helps. Sometimes I just activate it and just sit on it until my opponent tries to get rid of it, or I set my hand up where I can get rid of it and just go for game. Pretty good. If you don't know what this card does, if your opponent controls more monsters than you, they can't activate monster effects or attack. If you control more than they do, you can't attack or activate monster effects. And if both players control the same number, destroy this card during the end phase. So most of the time, you don't want to see your opponent with the same number, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, you can work your ways around that where you can keep this alive on the field and just force your opponent to keep one monster or so. Next, Terraforming. Search the one diagram. That's all I do with it. Hardly ever search Mystic Mind unless I know I need it. Not bad, but this card right here is very underrated, and I never see this in anybody's list, which I really don't understand why. And it's Quiet Life. I was playing this card at 2 at one point, but I was always seeing it at 2, and I was like, sometimes I don't want to see it at 2. I'd rather just see it at 1. If you don't know what this card does, which a lot of people really don't, it says activate this card during the start of your main phase 1, which not bad. You can just activate it. It doesn't hurt you at all. Then it also goes to say if you control no monsters, if any player would normal summon / sets a monster, that player cannot special summon this turn. So if your opponent normal summons a monster, they're locked out of the extra deck. They're locked out of any type of special summon unless they get rid of this card, which a lot of decks right now resolve around that normal summon and then being able to go off with it. It also says if any player special summons a monster, they cannot normal summon. So they go to normal summon, special summon, they're locked into special summon, which I guess can be the downfall, but it's not really many decks that are playing just straight gas where they don't need a normal summon. This card's really, really good, really good. If you never played with it, try it. I've caught a lot of people off guard with it. Next is all my draw cards. Pot of Duality. If you don't know what this card is, reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 to your hand. You can't supposed to summon the turn you activate it, but you kind of don't, other than the Biru, which you do on your opponent's turn. The card just helps you dig a little deeper into the deck. Pretty good. No drawbacks to it. It's just a free plus. Next is Pot of Desires. I see a lot of people playing this at 1 or 2. So I'm not playing it at all. I love this card. Digging deep into the deck and getting 2 draws off of it is pretty good. Most of the times, the only card that I ever don't want to see really get hit is Dynamite and Diagram. Other than that, any card can get hit in the deck, and I wouldn't care. And you never want to play this at 1 because most of the times when you play it at 3, you hope the other 2 are the ones that get hit, so you don't draw into them late game. Because if you're playing the second Desire in the game, that means your hand is pretty bad, and you're hoping and praying that you can try to push the game with the 2 cards that you draw. But most of the times you just want to activate this 1, and 2 of the 10 cards will be the other 2, which will leave you, with the other cards in deck. That's it for my spells. On to the traps. Have to fix this up. First trap, 2 Draco Apocalypse. This card right here is by far my favorite trap. 2 Draco trap. Return is good, but this card right here just helps get around monsters that you just can't target or whatever. This card allows you to tribute summon on you. Well, both traps allow you to tribute summon on your opponent's turn. This card says you can tribute 1 other 2 Draco card on the field, either monster, spell, or trap, and half your opponent's attack and defense permanently. So they go into battle, they attack, activate this effect, pop a card, and then their attack is half. And just being able to do that and get over real big boss monsters that our deck can't really handle with helps a lot. As I said, it also allows you to get an additional normal summon during your opponent's turn. I mean, not additional, but allows you to tribute summon on your opponent's turn. And then if this is destroyed or sent from the field to the graveyard during sent from the field to the graveyard, you can pop a monster on your opponent's side of the field. Sucks that it targets, but gets the job done when you need it. Also, I play the 1 return, Konami. This card doesn't really have to come back to 3 because I see why. It's pretty busted, and being able to just keep floating, especially with these 2, it's pretty good. This card says you can target 1 True Draco or True King monster in your graveyard, special summon in a defense position. Your True Draco monsters won't have their effects because they're not tribute summoned, but with this on the field, it doesn't even matter because you special summon and then you just pop that monster and their attack and defense are halved. And then next turn, you just activate this again and just bring back that monster and just keep doing it over and over. It also allows you to not additional normal, but tribute summon on your opponent's turn, and it also pops a monster just like this. I see why this card is not at 3, but with Dynamite at 1, the card can come back. Konami. Next, when Diagram got hit, I was like, man, what can I do to help search through the deck other than Majesty? And this card right here does it all. Allows you to draw and allows you to search. It has 2 effects where one you choose 1, you add 1 Warren type monster from your deck to your hand. Search all your True Draco monsters, and then it also says send any number of Warren monsters from your hand and or face up from the field to the graveyard. Then draw equal to the number of monsters you sent plus 1. So if you got 2 True Draco monsters, 1 on the field, 1 in your hand, you can send those 2 and then draw 3 cards. This card is pretty good. I don't know why people don't want to run it, or the people that don't run it, why they made the decision not to. Just being able to search freely off of your cards is pretty good. You can set it, activate diagram effect, chain this, and then search your monster, pop this, and then search your spell or trap. This is too good. I've been seeing people play skill drain. I do not play skill drain. I would rather have my two DRACO monsters have their effects. Without their effects, they're kind of just vanillas, and the deck really needs a little bit more than just vanilla. So I play the 3 Monarchs Erupts. This card is insane. Being able to just flip it and just watch your opponent cry. We don't play an extra deck, and it just cuts off all their monster effects face up on the field. Graveyard, yeah, can't do nothing about that. In hand, you can't do nothing about that. But skill drain can't handle with them either. This card says all monsters face up on the field have their effects negated except for tribute summon monsters. And then it says during your end phase, if you control no tribute summon monsters, send this card to the graveyard. So if they get rid of your monsters, it doesn't matter. They still can't activate effects because this doesn't leave the field till the end of your turn. So that's why I like this a little bit more. Well, a lot more than skill drain. I really just don't like skill drain. Next, I play by far one of my favorite traps in the deck, Crackdown. This card is pretty stupid. I love playing it during the Thunder Dragon format where everybody was just rampaging with Thunder Dragons. You take that Colossus and you just watch them cry because they can't draw, because their draw effect is a continuous effect. It's not an activated effect, where this card, when you take that monster, you can't activate the card effects. So the continuous effects bypass that. Titan was always one of our biggest problems. They activate Thunder Dragon monster in hand, flip this, and you just take that monster and you just watch them cry because they did all that just to try to clean up your board, and you take that monster. This card is really insane. You don't have to play it at 3, but playing it less than 2, playing it at 1 is pretty bad. I don't think you would want to play it at 1. You don't need this in the deck, but I would highly recommend playing this card at 2 or 3. And to finish the deck, 2 Imperms. This card right here is pretty good. Draw into an Ash, and you draw into an Imperm. Trying to, most of the times, kill a lot of people's turns, and just helps you get around a lot of things, especially when you can set it, flip, negate a monster effect, and then if they got a card set in the same column, negate that, and then with your diagram, pop this and get a search off of it. It's pretty good. I wasn't playing this at first, and then when I got him, I was like, yeah, gotta put him in the deck. It's just too good not to play right now in this format. That's it. I'm not gonna show you a side deck. Side deck is all up to personal preference. You can play anything. My side deck, I play a lot of back row hate, Cosmic Cyclones, Twin Twisters, Amano Iwata. I was playing Inspector Water in the side deck, but I'm not really a big fan of Inspector Water. I like Amano Iwata better. I feel like Amano Iwata, you can either go turn 1 or turn 2 with it, where Inspector Water is just turn 1. You can side these 2 out for 2 Amano Iwatas. Play the 3rd Imperm and Gray inside, 3rd Ash. And that's 3 Evenleys. That's about it. 3 Evenleys, 3 Twin Twisters, 3 Cosmics, Ash, Imperm, and 2 Amano Iwatas. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's about it. Like I said, that's all your personal preference. That's all up to you and how you feel the meta needs to be in, what you need for the meta. Try this out though. Try these out if you never had, and try this out. Token doesn't even matter. Token be 10,000 attack, 10,000 defense. As long as we got one of these on board or one of, where is it? One of these in hand, doesn't even matter. We get rid of the token. Heck, even the crackdown can take the token. So, it's my 2 Draco deck. Peace. Thanks for watching.